Do you believe in God? It's becoming very trendy in the Western world to say, hey, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. Or maybe I'm an agnostic. I don't know if there's a God. Well, it's very interesting. King David wrote these words 3,000 years ago. He says, only a fool says there is no God. Hi, I'm Dave Early. I'm going to give you some basic Bible teaching about God. We're talking about theology, the study of God. Now, in a previous video, we've talked about why we believe there is a God. But I just want to tell you, God exists. God is a fact. And whether you believe it or not doesn't change whether or not there's a God. God doesn't come into being just because you believe, or He doesn't go out of being just because you don't believe. God is God whether you believe it or not. Think of gravity. If you said, I don't believe in gravity, I don't believe it exists. You can believe in gravity if you want, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my life. It restricts my life. I don't believe in gravity. And jump off a building, or jump off a cliff, or jump out of a high tree. It doesn't matter whether you believe in gravity or not. Gravity's going to pull you down, and you're going to hit the ground, and it's not going to go well for you. It doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not. There is a God, and you are accountable to Him. It's a fact. God is God, whether you believe it or not. And so I want you to know, I believe in God. Like I did in the other videos, there's lots of reasons to believe in God. But even more important for us today, I want you to understand God is self-existent. In the beginning, God, He existed. When Moses asked God, what is your name? What do I tell these people is your name? God said, I am Yahweh, Jehovah, I am. Now, that's a very interesting thing to say about your name. I am. What's He talking about? Well, He's saying He always is, all that He has always been, and all that He will always be. He is. God is. As we'll talk about when we talk about the eternality of God, He's existed before time. He exists outside of time. He will exist after time. God is. God is. He is self-existent. He's the cause of all. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and He's caused by none. Nobody brought God into being. God has always been being in existence. God is self-sufficient. God doesn't need anything. God doesn't need anybody. He says in Psalm 50, what are you talking about? I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. He said, if I were hungry, I wouldn't tell you. The world is mine and all of its fullness. If I was hungry, I wouldn't tell you because I don't need you. The whole world is available to me. I have no needs. God doesn't need anything. God has existed before anything else existed. God is self-sufficient. He never has been, is not, and will never be dependent upon anyone or anything. God is not dependent. He's independent. He's the only truly independent being in the universe. You're not. You're not truly independent. You need air. You need water. You need food. You need lots of other things. God doesn't need anything. So you think about it. God doesn't need me, but yet He wants to have a relationship with me. The reality is, I need God, and you need God. If there's anything true about any person on the planet, it's this one thing. We all need God. If God decided to turn off the oxygen, or turn off the sun, or stop the water, what would we do? What could we do about it? It's not science that brought these things into existence. It's not evolution that made this happen. It was a divine, supernatural, super intelligent being named God, Yahweh, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Jehovah God. And the result of this, the application of this, is God doesn't need anyone, but God can work through anyone. God can work through you. He's big enough to work through you to reach somebody this week for Him. So, there is a God. He exists. He's a fact, whether you believe it or not. He doesn't need you, but you need Him, and He will use you to make a difference in the life of somebody else who needs God. God bless you. You can follow us on Facebook. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Apply this teaching to your life.